Wait, we're live? Hold up. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We do have our second game, the Promised Land, the scrap for the remaining spot in the semifinal between jScarny on the first side, on the second seed, on the perfect record coming out of the group stage. Uh, by beating the two people in here who are not called Slappy Davis, and the second person in this match, which is a pretty good record, I would imagine. On the other hand, Aragoria. To me, Aragoria is a person who is capable of delivering very scrappy games and a lot of very scrappy games, but in the end, the coin on that 7-5 can go either way. Some of them were not as successful, but the other have been very good. And the beatdown of Wrestler in round 5 has personally left me very excited for what we can see in this quarterfinals match.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the like, and you captured it well. Where some of the results that Aragoria has had versus other kind of newer players, it's like, oh, cool, that's cool. This is upcoming great player. Beating Wrestler is a big deal, and honestly shows that they can absolutely have some big upsets in them. So that's just really exciting. It's just great when there's like been a player, they've been around for a bit, they've been in the community, they've been in these tournaments, and then they have like one of their most significant upsets right before they head into a bracket. Very fun, and just also honestly, kind of maybe brings up the attention level a bit. So hopefully it doesn't feel like there's too much pressure now that they're going to this because they do have this new level of possibility coming their way.
And well, there's gonna be a lot of things to get through, but the first thing to get through, I believe, will be the draft. First to nine, as always, Argoria bans Redwoods, a person after my own heart. jScarny bans Aquarium, and we are gonna be starting on Veranda, followed by a gallery. We do love our galleries in this house. Modern and Balcony takes a cut next. Pub and Courtyard will join us in the first half of the singles, followed by High Rise and Ballroom, which leaves us with Terrace, Tayan, and Library as the decider venues. Library will be our eventual decider. And yeah, a pretty interesting set of venues picked. Um, Probably earning slightly on the larger side, but I think that's an interesting variety in here.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I'm not actually fully surprised by this doubling by I think it would be Scarney. Yeah, Scarney doubled Veranda. Scarney very willing to be aggressive and is definitely the way to go on Veranda. So if there's a player that you feel like might get flustered by a lot of aggression coming their way early, you can usually milk an advantage on that on Veranda by bringing up your win rate a little bit. It's still a tough venue to win a spy, but you bring it up and then you just lock down a sniper. So I totally get that strategic choice there. And then yeah, rolling through the rest, like you're saying. Skewing on the larger side for sure. And I'm really interested to see if we ever would get to the infinite library. That would just be a lot of fun. But obviously, we've got long way to go until then.
Well, we will need to begin first, and the only way to begin is by beginning. jScarny playing teal in the first game of the set in 3, 2, 1, playing it. The laser starts on Queen. I saw General as an ST and was very happy for a second, but well, no. That's the wrong kind of arrow. That's the wrong color, unfortunately, here. So, Scarny, on the other hand, will waste no time and start by picking up a very crisp 51% flirt.
Absolutely. So let's see. Peering around the party here, we have a decent number of early statue visits, although actually not really on the right side. Ambassador was thinking about going into creating some problems for us here. Ambassador splitting away from Toby this early in the game would be like a lot of bug credit back there would have been tough for us to split between. But then Ambassador just like randomly changes their mind, probably a statue grab or something I didn't see back there. So honestly, a little bit more controllable than it was looking just a second ago. Watching the laser, yeah, there's not too much that I think that's going to throw us off this early. But of course, sometimes when it feels the calmest is when you have to be the most aware. So we'll see how Agora is actually feeling.
I mean, I'm in general very interested to see how things shake out. Uh, People do like picking their favorite venues as doubles. I am guilty of that as well, as many other people are. You just want to play more of the things that you enjoy most, but it's also an interesting choice because the doubles come first in a set, and if there has been no warm up involved, which is sometimes the case with the players. This can be the first games played in a day, which Veranda is definitely a venue large enough to catch out some people who are maybe not quite warmed up yet to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to note here when we went to that fingerprint on Red Bookcase,
Banana
Seduction
bread.
Target was there, but we actually didn't even try for the seduction because we really just wanted to focus in on getting the fingerprint without looking too crazy suspicious by taking long pickup. So I actually like that because I don't think it actually would have been taken before General would have left there. So we're playing very intentionally so far with the early progress we want to make in here. And Veranda does have a lot of time because there's so much that you have to do. So I wouldn't say we're behind the clock yet. Actually, I would say this actually feels pretty good. The fact that we got that contact, we have one mission done, and we're damn near close to seduction target, and we're gonna get this. Looks like we're stepping into finish up our fingerprint. Oh no. Oh no, it is. Okay, cool. I was like, I thought there was a fingerprint on this one. Cool. So we do two pretty quick fingerprints after Ambassador's there. So we are definitely testing Aragoria's fingerprint skills here. Because both of these were at bookshelves, they were not too long after the Ambassador was there. They are very catchable if they're the kind of thing that we watch on Veranda.
See, the annoying thing about this venue, however, is that not all missions are created equal. There's 90 seconds to go. We are done with 2 missions and a half. And this all looks nice and all, but yeah, the missions remaining are some of the more the Hartels are going through. There's a reason why Veranda is so beloved by many of the campers in the community. If you just lock it down and you lock it down well, I
Oh
mean,
no! Okay, but what's the reaction? Okay, cool. I guess to say, okay, that's tragic. Okay, so I mean,
that's one way to make camping easier on the sniper. Well,
now, see, the thing is, I do. So Scarny was playing really nicely and clean up to that very intentionally. So obviously, just for anybody who doesn't happen to know, if you are in the middle of a white purloin and you walk away, you make that crash sound. So if that's the first time you've heard the crash sound, well, welcome to crash. It's very loud. Scarny was going for a very quick walk away at a green test. So it must have been the test must have looked really close to what we thought was going on there. So very interesting little play there, or maybe even just like a misclick because it was such a twitch. Maybe just honestly, maybe we tapped something because I thought it was a walkaway, but now that I'm looking at it, actually it was a twitch that got us to do the crash thing. Um,
I've seen people walk out of white flirts to try for a green. Maybe there was a chance to try and flip for a green purloin later, but yeah, unfortunately didn't quite work out exactly like Scarny planned it, which does mean that Argoria gets the first shot at playing the spy. Let's see how Queen will do it in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Ooh, yes! Oh, what a reflex! Ah, oh no. Well, actually, sorry, no. That could just be for statues. So hard to tell right now if we caught any of that. But honestly, that's strong reflexes. I can see the chaotic kind of play in Agoria there. That was immediately at the start of the game. That chaos bug, and that is the thing you need to be able to do on Veranda. Is be able to get chaos bugs. That's super strong. So we'll see if that actually takes. But I'm gonna be presuming from here on out that that was invisible but that we're still playing in any 4 of 8 in the sniper's mind, right? We'll see. Still lots of missions to go, but great start.
Uh, for people who are not necessarily knowledgeable with SpyParty, you need to click once to take control. You need to click a second time to bug, and you need to do all of that before the ambassador leaves your side. You don't get any time to prepare. This is the first thing you see. This is basically your reaction test, and Aragoria passes it with flying colors. The hand is very visible if you look for it. If you look at it, you kind of see the hand. You just shoot for it, but here the shot is not happening, which means that either
Banana bread.
jScarny did not see the bug, which is a really good situation
So
for us.
aggressive. We're so aggressive. It's great. Okay, so oh no, oh such a bummer. Okay, I'm sad
Or
about that game because it was such a solid shot. I really want to see if there was
Banana bread.
any intuition. The arm was out there. Now that I'm getting to see it again, so
or
there's a
Skarny
chance.
saw the bug and decided to wait and let Aragoria and just feel out Aragoria. This is the first spy games that Aragoria is playing in this match, which means that this
Banana
is
bread.
prime information gathering space for the sniper. The more you can gather from those few games, the longer you can take this information into the set and build off of it in the later games. So letting Aragoria play a little bit longer, a few minutes more, figuring out a few things, a few plays, maybe even get some tech shared is a nice advantage. And Skarny playing with patience and I presume reaping some benefits. I mean, the game is won either way, might as well.
Yeah, still, yeah. Looking back on it, it is because I was to say at the time I was like, okay, so obviously if you're looking directly at it, um, you'll see that arm, but just like so often chaos bugs get missed because either there's just a lot of chaos going on and whatnot, but you're also trying to take stock of other things at the same time. So it does look like the bug was immediately caught because we don't go and immediately highlight Duke or anything like that. So but honestly, a great catch, but also nice aggressive game. Fun games out of Veranda already.
Well, you know what they say about fun games of Veranda? It's if there's two of them, it's twice as fun, and if there's four of them, oh boy, get ready because Chase Carney is playing the spy here in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Also, a very bunched up little start, but here Skarny decides to play with a little bit of patience. No scary early bugs, although this one to me felt like this could be a very nasty one.
Yeah, and we might just do a direct. Okay, I don't think we're gonna do it. We're just gonna do an action test back here, but also very clean. Because I would say our position in this conversation, or sorry, this bookshelf, we actually really are splitting up the map on this one. Ambassador's kind of threatened on the very, very far side, so we should do something. And honestly, just taking the action test probably the best for that one. I sometimes would be greedy and actually try to get
Ouch.
the test off, or sorry, the book out of there. And then, of course, unfortunately, Seduction Target leaves early on, which is a bummer because it throws off our pacing a little bit, which is going to be slower now because we are going the action test microfilm route, which means oftentimes will be a little bit more time you have to burn with that book.
I mean, the thing about these games that um, is annoying to a lot of spies and is not necessarily too intuitive is that taking longer on flirt is not necessarily that bad. It just means that you will need to cut into your delicious, delicious, important trying to fish for a heartfelt time and make it interspersed with a flirt, which is very annoying, but it also is very possible and not too horrible. In the meantime, going into the conversation, into an empty conversation, actually, is that one behind, I think?
Pretty
Yeah,
good. No, that cover is was really strong. If we had any chance of trying to see that in there, so Scarny did this interesting looping path where we were at Red Book next to our seduction target. Seduction target went to a near conversation circle, so the seduction target timer wasn't counting down very quick. We make this big path out in the middle, and we just take like this mildest excuse for redirect right back in. I feel like we were angling at first for a flirt, but then that conversation filled up pretty good. But then because the conversation's full, we can stand behind it in the other conversation and get a very well blocked off microfilm. That said, it's a very like if this was
Banana bread.
Ballroom or like High Rise or something made that microfilm that clean, I'd be like, oh, this is like an 80% spy win at this point. But because it's Veranda and we still have to do so much more, I'm not sure. That said, that contact is working out pretty well for us so far. There are lots of highlights that aren't us, and the double agent left our conversation pretty good. So it's looking pretty good for Scarny, but again, there's still so much left that hesitate to say that it's in the bag for sure.
And because it's a back conversation, there's no need for the laser to check it. And even reading the book is perfectly natural because, well, there's no one else in the conversation, might as well. So, honestly, this to me so far is the most fun play I've seen during this
Okay,
cast so far. The list
Purloin
is take.
happens. This is the big moment.
I
This
wish
will
it
be
was slightly bigger by Scarny having the last mission here, but the time is kind of gone. Ooh, boy. I mean, not to be the most negative person here, but sick. A very interesting spy play by him after taking the list, just immediately leaving the conversation and trying to block the list.
Yeah, basically we're just one too late. So it's Agoria was a mix of on top of Purloin and not on top of Purloin. So it looks like Agoria obviously Agoria missed the white Purloin that happened when we took it. But believed that when Seek walked away with it that we had been on top of who could have Purloined, right? And we just take a really reflexive shot in there. So honestly, uh, 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 that probably was for the best. Like it was better than just missing it because I think if we just straight up missed the Purloin, we were probably going to lose to two inspects or something like that down the road. So I think Scarny was on their way to win if they didn't catch that white Purloin. So no worse for wear, honestly, too much on that reflexive shot because that kind of reflexive shot could have very well had been Rocker if we were just a little bit on more on top of the timing.
But, well, first spy game of the set, first spy win of the set, and now Aragoria trying to bring it back, playing as Mom in 3, 2, 1, playing it. I mean, it's just a perfect storm of opportunity from Scarny, which has genuinely been a very cool, fun game that I think deserved a win. In the meantime, going to the seduction target, to the statues, the drink in hand allows us time to pick up this flirt, but also to pick up this highlight for going to the inspects.
Yeah, and that first game we have here. Oh, also importantly, we decided to only take one inspect, because we don't want to like hang out there super long. We're just gonna do straight bug.
I love it.
Oh no, no,
I
no,
do
we
not love
can't.
it.
Oh
I
no, we got just get out. Okay, we honestly, maybe that was the right call. Was to just hang out there, and then just kind of like go around. Scardy doesn't play honest with their laser, so it's really hard to tell if Agoria is just straight up dead at this point because, ooh, interesting little low light on David there. I don't know if to use it to tag stuff.
Uh, uh, the fun thing in my experience is that playing possum when you miss a pad, which unfortunately happens and happens to me more often than usual, but playing possum is just a lot higher in the likelihood of success than trying to twitch immediately because humans are designed by nature to detect motion and not and well, the absence of motion means that there's an absence of things to detect. So just waiting it out and hoping that Scarny glances over this is good. Unfortunately, Scarny is a kind of sniper that gives you just enough rope to hang yourself with. He's not gonna take early shots. He will wait until he gets some solid evidence to kill you with. And here, Aragoria, I think going for a Perlin is the correct call here. You are dead if you're certain that Skarny saw it. And yeah, the Perlin goes through. I think what the low light on Damon was supposed to tell us is that Skarny knows who's a spy.
Yeah,
So
I agree that because it felt so conspicuous right at that point, um, that it felt like that signal. I am curious how much they saw that bug though, because Scarny's position on the bug, I think Scarny saw the path of the bug for sure, and then maybe got it confirmed a bit when they were when the pad was missed. So I'm gonna chalk that up to being concerned about Teal for the path, not I don't think they could cop the arm. The arm was actually pretty well covered, but then obviously the end of the path, if they saw it, and that was just kind of over.
a bit unfortunate, but well, this is how we draw it up. 3-1 on the first venue, the venue picked by Skarny. Not too shabby, not too bad. We are going back to gallery though. We've seen a non-zero amount of gallery in our times. And well, Skarny trying to prove to us that he is a true Kane gamer. Will he succeed? Let's find out in 3, 2, 1, planet.
Yeah, and this actually also we'll see how this plays into.
Oh my god!
Okay, we are. Uh,
Uh,
didn't take though. Like not a bad reflex though, and honestly, because like okay, so we take a bug with the non-cane arm, which sometimes is fraught, as you know, right? Because it's the not good
mhm.
one to do it with, but it was pretty well covered by the rest of the body of Ambassador, so really totally legitimate fish opportunity.
I think if we could just stop on the painting pad, it will put us in a helicopter kind of bug where the hand just goes to the back end of the venue, which would have been a really fun one. But I don't think that necessarily worked in that scenario. And well, I mean, I don't think it was seen in any way, shape, or form. So no harm, no foul there. So nothing to worry about.
Yeah,
Except,
but both of
well,
these players are taking those stabs at bugs, and so hopefully they're recognizing that they're just going after these aggressive bug moments.
see, now there's a very important difference between a stab and a bug. Notably, a stab would be a hot bell.
That's true. If there's ever like a stab motion, that's actually been like way back when we would actually invest in ourselves and think about other missions, like a poisoning mission, right, where it's like someone does something and then like a minute later they die or something like that. Very possible someday that actually becomes something as well. So maybe someday, maybe there will be the actual literal stabs that'll inject with poisons or something.
Well, I mean, the saving grace for us and the set is that I think that if you try to get enough time ads to get to that update, yeah, I think the sniper may be catching on to you at that point. In the meantime, Skarny, with a clean slate in his mission list, only just finishing the first mission, half the time has already passed. Or, well, not even finishing the first mission, finishing the first progress, pardon me. 26% on the flirt as well. This is looking a bit iffy.
Yeah, luckily gallery is one, as you know, that you can make a decent amount of progress if you need to very quickly. But I do agree that we'll be under the clock a little bit here. We're gonna be just going in here for the oh no. So okay, so Scarny made the choice not to flirt before picking up because that does have a little bit of a tell at the beginning in that one, hoping that White would stay there. That was gonna be trying to save us some time. Now we have to walk away with the book, or at least we feel like we do. Um, we Here's the unfortunate thing. If we go flirt with seduction target while we still have this book, with the intent of flirting with them again when they go back to that bookshelf, then we still have this book that isn't gonna get transferred or something like that. So it looks like we are gonna be aiming to just direct. Yeah, we're just gonna be direct transferring just because we got to get it out of our hands, which means they're giving up on seduction target going back to blue case later, which they might be doing right now. So seduction is actually be a real problem for us because it's gonna be real awkward for us to do this direct transfer, then go back to blue shelf.
35 seconds left. Wait. are gonna try for a bug, and well, the sniper will try for a shot in response. One of those things succeeds.
Yep, and good on Aragoria for getting actually one of the earlier opportunities to see that shot, or sorry, to find that shot. Even though Scarny was going to be in a pretty rough position because the bug didn't actually take. As we just mentioned, the seduction was going to be kind of hard to finish. We had partials on the fingerprint, which I guess we just had a fingerprint given to Ambassador. So there was that option if
I
we
mean,
like, let's say we got that bug and we went to a painting and we requested the
you get
drink.
the bug, you go to the painting, and then you white purloin print, which is
Yeah,
a
yeah,
very fun game to cast, but not a very likely game to win.
yeah.
That said, I don't think this is the bug that I ever catch. The hand is just so far away from the ambassador. I don't think I ever see it. And it's hidden by Toby as well. That's just nasty. Either way,
And very quick on the shot too. Goria is taking very decisive shots.
I mean, being fast on the shot once you're certain about the target being able to take the shot very fast is genuinely a skill that crops up every now and then. And every game where it crops up and you're not up to stuff, you will remember that game in nightmares for a long time. In the meantime, Argoria, playing as Irish in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, I'm also really curious how Agoria's play is on Gallery because it's Gallery's. I was gonna say it's an aggressive map for some, and it's an aggressive map right here. And it actually, I feel like this is gonna work because we were actually watching the front conversation at the beginning there. We were worried about Ambassador. Oh no,
Will
never
it work?
mind.
Nah, it won't work. We're dead.
Yeah, that
See,
is very unfortunate.
some games, it's fun because Scarny is playing it close to the chest and we don't know what's happening. But here, this laser movement pretty much tells Aragorn that, hey, you are cooked. Good luck. And now we're playing a very interesting and futile mind game where Aragoria is trying everything in her arsenal to make sure that Scarny slips up on the mission count somehow. And if she is able to make Scarny sleep up, this will be a game that becomes the stuff of nightmares for Scarny instead. That is kind of the trade off of this kind of a playstyle. If you are wrong in your account, then those losses just sting so much harder. But so far, Scarny has been clean in the count, and I don't doubt him to just keep being clean and calculated in his approach.
Yeah, we do walk. We flirt with our seduction target, who then goes and grabs briefcase, demonstrating that we were
Banana bread.
obligated for briefcase, and we don't do it. We're really close to taking a shot there from Scarny. Um, I am curious if Scarny caught the actual motion from one bookcase to the other, or if Scarny just, they take note of who's at which bookcase at the beginning, and if you see the other person at the other bookcase, oh, what happened, right? You don't actually need to see the person literally walk from one to the other. Here's a
Oh,
nice
I
careful
love
shot
this.
coming out from them.
We don't see the purloin, we just see the tray going up, which implies a green purloin. And Scarny is already lining up the shot. He is trying to give you as much time as possible to give away everything that you have, but also not leaving it up to chance. Not letting the spy have a cute little game where if Scarny did sleep up and this Perlin finishes the game, not letting the dance go through. Just shooting it right here and then before Argoria tries to do something funky.
Yep. I will say, I think that honestly, the book cheese transfer at the beginning of Gallery is too common to try to do anymore. It's got to get out of the meta before it's going to be useful again. Just because it's something that you just always people just are used to watching for. So I do like the aggression, but I do think that Scarny is like just well prepared for catching those kinds of things. But again, Scarny playing it very cool on the sniper side at the very least, waiting for other kinds of tells or anything they can get from them and just shooting them later. We'll see if Gory is able to respond though.
Well, in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Duke spawns outside, very far away from the investor, but here is a bug attempt if you want to take it, which Scarny will not. Honestly, Scarny is currently ahead. Scarny is ahead by 1, which does not sound like much, but I've seen competitive games that have just been sniper shootouts. So as long as you can really lock it down on one of the sides, be it a sniper, be it a spy, in a very rare case, um, you're just fine. There's no need to risk it. You are ahead. Aragoria is what who has to, and well, I think Skarny is kind of in his element here, just slightly ahead, letting the opponent feel the despair, feel the desperation building up with the games going through, and just being calm, calm, collected.
Yeah, I agreed. Scarny's going to be feeling like they're in a decent position here. They'd have to get swept on the rest of gallery in order to get caught up, so they have a little bit of room to play with. Um, there's not too much for them able to do right now. We're in like gallery will most maps do this, but gallery also in particular has this where there be like swells in threat across the map, and then then it dies back down for a bit. There's really nothing going on that much for the first part here. Ambassador has generally provided little opportunity to get bugged. Not even like reverses. That might be changing here. Probably just going back to bookshelf though. Need to watch the arms. Oh, no, even takes a wide path, so even general is not really a threat there. And so there's not many bug opportunities in here, and not that many people visit statues except for the first part. Um, so as I say that, there's more statue goers a little bit, but um, I think Aragoria should feel in control so far still, and that's going to be behooving them because Scarny has yet to make their big move.
I mean, it's also just nice that Skarny, instead of doing what many other spies would have probably done in that scenario, namely flirt, and that's it, manages to get a mission through, even if this downfall of activity is lasting a little bit longer than we potentially wanted to. The inspect's not necessarily the biggest mission to achieve, right? But it is a mission. It counts towards the 4, and that's the most important part. We will get a banana bread eventually, even if it's gallery. Wait, sorry, I'm a caster. I should not ever say that. But yeah, it's a mission. The second one is within reach. The third one is I'm not talking about the third one. And well, we just need the elusive fourth to finish out our set, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, we spent a little bit of time in the conversation with the double agent, trying to see if it was going to mature into a good banana bread. If double agent comes back in this conversation, they're probably going to go for it, but it looks like they're not. Matter of fact, they're going to be joined. This is a both double agents are going to be at the books together at the same time, providing no banana bread opportunities on the map. We are going to be going for a desperation bug here. We keep missing. This is actually, I don't feel like I've seen Scarny struggle with bugs like this before. We've missed more bugs than we've hit so far this venue.
You know,
I'm sorry, this
I
set.
Banana
I
bread.
love this attempt for a bug. It's a very cute attempt for a bug. Unfortunately, the re-entry into the conversation is a bit annoying, and there is an SDA in this convo. So this Purloin to Aragoria is just a finish. So this shot is completely justified and rings very true on a white desperation Purloin from Skarny. Very unfortunate game by the end of it, but the start seemed fine, and then it was just a bit out of luck. Oh, and Pearl's going through and ruining the attempt. Yeah, that's just things that happen on a crowded venue
Banana
like
bread.
gallery can be at times.
Absolutely.
Welp. And Aragoria playing Pearls. Also one of the slower characters at the party, I think. I'm interested to see why people keep picking slow characters on gallery. It's a big venue. It's a lot of distance to cover, especially if the seduction target or the double agent don't cooperate. I should have probably started the countdown. Three, two, one, playing it. But yeah, slow characters, big venue. I don't think Pearls even has a good redeeming quality for it. Does she?
Yeah, because like I do tend to agree that so the argument for some of the good slower characters on other venues is if you need a lot of time when you're bugging, like you're passing on the bug, to be able to take the angle that you want, have a lot of control. That's just not kind of how gallery is though. Gallery is a lot of reverse bugs, so you care more about like arm snapback. Rather than like the exact timing windows. Like I think of a library as one, Taein as one, where slow characters actually kind of shine a little bit because you'll be doing lots of walking bugs rather than reverse bugs. That said, you do. Oh, the other advantage that White has that comes into play sometimes is your statue animations are extremely slow, which means you can do three inspects in actually one cycle if you hit all greens. You do have a bit more space to play with statue grabs. Not as relevant, unfortunately, on gallery. So I do agree gallery kind of stands out, but there are other places for slow characters. But one of the other things with slow characters is they're really slow in other areas too, like this reading animation and whatnot. So we just have to burn more time here.
And Damon's already low lit. I'm I may need to amend my theory on Damon being low lit means Argoria is dead because here I don't think Pearls particularly did anything. So implying that off of this low light would be just rude. However, I don't know the mind of the sniper, and the benefit of Skarny's playstyle is that, well, we in the booth can't be sure until the shot rings.
Yeah, well, we grabbing statues in here. So yeah, so far something that's been interesting is when Scarny has fallen behind a little bit. There's been lots of like little mechanic problems, so like missed bugs, the crash on the take for Perla and Veranda. So honestly, just like again, little mechanic things. We'll see if they can clean that up as they keep going in here. Where Aragoria has yet to find like the true angle that they need on getting a spy win here. But honestly, so far I find this game kind of promising, even though we have a lot of time to burn and we don't have any missions completed. This just like if we can get the fingerprint, inspect, contact, flirt, and we don't have any like big problems in between there. I don't
Ooh,
know.
that's
Oh, we do get the
interesting.
green Perlin though.
I mean, a green Perlin is always nice, right?
Banana bread.
There aren't that many situations where you hate hitting a green on a Perlin, and well, a gallery game definitely is pretty good. There is a distraction banana bread, which I'm slightly less certain about, but it is still a mission completion for us, and while there's bountiful lowlights around the venue, and we are a highlight because of the Kala lights on display so far.
Mission win's going to come from this. We are going to be going all in on this fingerprint and inspect. And as I noted before, we do have slow statue animations in here, so we could do it in one if we wanted to. Instead, the shot is going to come off on text, but that was going to be a win regardless. That was a strong win from Agoria on that one. So if we wanted to, again, like this is like one of the slight things that can happen. Sometimes if there is you have two inspects, you have one fingerprint. You go to a fingerprintable, inspectable statue. One of the things you can do as sniper is you can see if they only spend one animation at that statue. For a lot of characters, that's not long enough to get both the inspect and the fingerprint because the fingerprint cannot be sped up the way the inspect can get sped
Mhm.
up. So we had an opportunity there for some interesting like little mind games that people kind of like go that way. But instead, Tex does get shot in the end just off the benefit of that Perlin alone. But I'm just gonna say that was gonna be
No,
mission
it's
win
not just the
regardless.
Perlin. Tex is picking up the briefcase right before he gets shot, which
I'm sorry for the
is
things that we. Yeah.
a
But yeah,
pretty
he's
unfortunate thing to happen, but also a pretty clean win for Aragoria, and also just more um, benefit to the idea that, well, it was kind of a clean game, and we are not suspected in any way, shape, or form. Because if the shot rings for Purloin, I mean, Tex picking up this briefcase also kind of looks like a dance attempt in a way. So this is a pretty funny one. But, well, another 3-1 on a double. And we are evens after the doubles. So that's a pretty nice start. Off to the variety hour. Pub 3 out of 7 will be our first venue in the back half of this set. Scarny is playing Alice in 3, 2, 1, playing it. 3 minutes on the clock. I think that's longer than I'm used to, but I'm not sure.
It is. 2:45 was the standard for a while, but then I think snipers got a little bit more comfortable, so it's been bumped up very slightly back in that way. It's such a fun and like honestly, pub. I just hated playing pub on either 3 of 5 or 4 of 7. This version of pub has made me like it so much more. So it's very fun. It's very you can go very aggressive. There's just so many gambits that you have that it makes it this really large variety of play. So right now Scarny is actually going pretty quick. So one of the big things about pub that always stands out is single statue inspects for completion, which means there's lots of people that complete inspects and it's very quick and easy to finish inspects yourselves, so there's lots of aggression from there. But because it's so apparent, you also get a lot of suspicion when you do it.
I mean, we do have Flirt almost done. Just about one talk will do it. We do have our Inspect, which is one of the many gambits that you have mentioned. So, ooh, a nice little attempt at redirecting closer to the seduction target here by Scarny. Will get the mission completed. The question is, what is our third? Are we gonna go for the banana bread? It can be very risky.
I
Honestly,
feel
I'm
like
not
Scarny
necessarily.
probably wants to force that for sure.
Oh, 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 oh. If this is our banana bread, this is gonna be horrible in the most unintentional ways.
We'll see if General joins, which is a big deal because it looks like there's a highlight, which I'm gonna just presume right now that means there is another inspector. We are chilling here, waiting. So every second that Scarny waits is a risk, but it also means this banana bread's gonna be better in a lot of ways. Here's the banana bread coming off. We've waited a long time. I don't know if a shot is gonna come off. I actually think that Scarny waited. Oh, there is a shot coming off, but it is not gonna be us. So the decision we made there to wait the banana bread paid off, and it paid off quite well because it looks like somebody who's playing a very similar game to us ended up getting shot. So General also was credited with Inspect and I guess presumably Flirt. I'm curious if I actually scrubbed through this if they could have flirted.
Uh,
They could have flirted with. It would have been tough for them to finish Flirt. Sorry, they
it's a
could not
game
have
of
actually finished Flirt.
SpyParty. Flirt comes pre-checked. Let's be honest.
Yeah, they had like maybe rocker and whatnot for that one, but it would have been pretty hard for us. And the big thing is though that General is going to get more suspicion for trying to make the banana bread happen because they came in so soon after the inspect, right? So pays off well. Good game plan by Scarny, and able to execute on that one. Um, but also good on Agoria for shooting the game plan that Scarny did play, but just not the right person.
And this is the beauty of the venue. It is very uh, potentially frustrating and kind of coin flippish, but is a way in which it's coin flippish tingles all the right neurons. Either way, speaking about big venues and slow characters, Aragoria is running back the pearls. And 3, 2, 1, playing it. Let me just say, pub. Pub is a very big venue. You think this venue is small? Just try and chase a seduction target. You don't have any time for it. That said, this is a thing that I've seen a lot of people do, and even more AIs do. When they join, they stay just for the right amount of time to get the flirt, and then they leave. And every time I shoot for it, it's an AI. Every time I don't shoot for it, it's a very good player pulling one on me. I hate it.
Yeah, absolutely. It can throw off a lot of what you're hoping for at any given point. So we have the opportunity here now that we have really good flirt progress immediately at a statue pad that we can go into a conversation circle. If we don't hit this green on the seduction target, we could send them if we wanted to. We also wait for the send to not actually. We do hit it, so if we wanted to, we could send our seduction target who has an inspect to go grab that purloin. If we wanted to, and if oh man, if this actually no, the double agent can't come in our conversation. We have an SDA, but we have an opportunity there. So seduction target is gonna leave on their own. Are they gonna? Okay. Oh, dude, go do it. Okay, we're gonna send Papa instead. We're gonna pick up a fingerprint. I like the gambit availability of the other
Oh,
one, but this is also pretty good right here.
I
Let's
don't
see if we can
think
get
I
a
like
plug
the
on the way out.
briefcase pickup. The briefcase pickup feels so suspicious to me. It feels like the spy who's trying to click all of the buttons.
Are we gonna banana bread to distract? We have to do it like right now. We have to immediately banana bread if we're gonna distract. It would expires, so it doesn't matter. Right before we have to take the delegate expires. So we are now in a different situation where we are probably gonna have to contact to go for a fingerprint. We do still have a decent amount of time though, because we do have that extra 15 seconds from going up from 2:45 to 3. We are picking up more highlights. We might want to wait for Disney to jump into a conversation circle now that he's got this fresh inspect later in the game. But as we wait, other situations are going to change, like our seduction target, who again has a inspect. We are going to really go in on us and
That's
Disney.
quite a few lowlights, but taking them takes time. Aragoria not gonna be using any of the time to do anything really sneaky, but honestly, I think that this Purloin timing out helped us a lot here because now we can just go for the briefcase, and the briefcase fingerprint finish is surprisingly invisible on pub. You
I
just
don't like this pickup. The
it
way we did
falls
this
through all
pickup.
of the cracks. 7 seconds.
Yeah,
We're
we
being
might get
halled, but we're
shot
not being
here. We
shot.
might get shot. Oh my god. Okay, no, we don't get quite shot. So the reason I don't like that pickup is it looks so. I don't know if we waited long enough that we would leave. So obviously, we go across the map. It can't be an obligated briefcase pickup because we started
Mhm.
from super far away. We have to be in that conversation long enough that we'd have an opportunity, a reason to leave, meaning that sorry, I was sneezing all the time back here. We'd have to have a reason to leave, like an interrupt, like we start talking to interrupt, which I mean, guess can be pretty quick sometimes. I don't know if it actually would happen, but the gameplay ended up working out great for us anyways. So
I mean, I don't blame you for sneezing. That game was sick.
indeed. This has been fun. I hope it keeps rolling on like this because they're very close games. They're tight games, and I do think that they're both playing uh, uh, quite aggressively and quite well and quite responsive to other people.
In the meantime, we've done our time on a 3 out of 7. Let's bump it up a little bit. Courtyard, 4 out of 7, a famously spy favorite venue, and Scarny is gonna be picking up the spy first in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, and it's this courtyard is kind of like it's like you're saying actually with Pub 3 of 7, courtyard is similar to Pub 3 of 7 in that there's all of these kinds of like plays that you have. There's certain archetypes of games that are kind of like strongly identifiable, but they're just like more of a chaotic variety on Pub. Where this
Mhm.
one is there's fewer just gambity kind of random left field things you can do. But there's more like lining up and planning that you need to do for it. Even though they both have like the same amount of time in there, so time is definitely gonna be more a factor on this than pub.
On the other hand, that extra mission just gives you so much more breathing room as a spy. And also,
Banana
Courtyard
bread.
is a smaller venue. It may not look like it, but the amount of time you need to walk through is kind of smaller because pub has that very, very annoying that you always need to go through the entire way. It has those very far, uh, very far out conversations on the left that can sometimes be a bother. While on Courtyard, I feel like it may not even be that much. smaller, but it feels so much smaller to me.
Oh, 100% agree. You're right about the you have to snake through pub. So you have to walk basically as far as you do like on gallery, right? To go actually go someplace.
Hmm.
Um, we are going to finish up fingerprint and inspect here at the same time. So this is going to
I
be a
like it.
soft tail finish. Like honestly, the game could be over right now if Agoria believed in the two green flirt here as well. So if we see this last flirt, maybe there's a shot coming up, but this is just an aggressive
Oh,
finish right here.
I would probably shoot for the stock. The stock is a little bit too fast for my liking here. But nope, Aragoria is not concerned with that matter, and unfortunately for her, Scarny will clap right back on the spy win.
Yeah, like mentioned, like when I say that there's like gambits or archetypes of games, the game where you go get you get a very early print, sometimes the first print, and then if ambassador goes to any statue, the rest of the game you have flirt, contact, fingerprint, statue, finish available to you. It's a very reliable thing. It's like unless another AI goes immediately and takes that print, you have that option. It ends the game pretty early and snipers just have to be comfortable shooting it. So completely valid game plan, but also one that you do need to get good at shooting if you're going to play lots of Courtyard.
Well, thankfully for Aragoria, it's only a single. And speaking of single, Irish is gonna be playing out as a spy in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Kane is just around, maybe will not stay single for much longer, but for now, the only thing being taken is the control from AI, so that's a start. But yeah, speaking of venues, you have mentioned that this one is a lot more formulaic, and if I were to make an alignment chart, yes, this would probably be the lawful venue of SpyParty. It's just very solid and very frozen in place. Uh, there is a fourth mission, that scary prospect that you need to figure out. It's, let's be honest, it's Perline 90% of the time, and it's and it's fingerprints when
Banana
you
bread.
are able to get fingerprints. But Perloins, sometimes bugs. A lot of time on this venue is just finding this one moment, a real microcosm of the game in itself. In the meantime, another set of Kelalites going through by Skarni and Aragoria is getting caught by those now 1 out of 5 instead of 1 out of 16, I believe.
Yeah, good read on this so far. I don't know if I've actually seen a Aragoria fake banana bread so far. So this is something good to remember that Courtyard often has a lot of people in conversation. It is useful to throw out fake banana breads in a while because they come at a low cost and it can help punish highlighting for real in these instances. Like as an example, right here, if we threw out a fake, there's nobody outside a conversation circle except for us. So just remember those opportunities that you can throw out there because we are going to be theoretically kind of double highlight in with the purloin going off as well. Um, that was happening. So Scarney making a good choice there to kind of go in as like, oh, interesting. There's one conversation with Double Agent, not being afraid to do the highlights in there, mixing their highlights between the inspectors and the people then in there. So good to see in that. But yeah, just came down to the purloin. I don't know if it was the best time for the purloin. When we started the rejects, just really wasn't much threat going on. Oh, I guess actually maybe we thought that pearls was throwing down a little bit more suspicion right as pearls was next to ambassador, but that was like the only low light from that earlier. No, actually Alice too from the earlier banana bread. But still, good catch by Scarney. You got to be able to shoot for those games as well.
Bringing him back into the lead and the amount of venues where you can claw back the advantage is rapidly decreasing. We're only at 2 left. Thankfully for us, both high rise and ballroom are quite sweepable. One of them I can tell you from experience, and the other one of them I can tell you from watching the previous match. That said, high rise is going to be our first one, 3 out of 6. One of transfer and fingerprint has to be chosen. This time around, it will be the fingerprint. And let's see, Skarny clicking the emergency smallman button in 3, 2, 1, playing it. I don't
Yeah,
think it's necessarily an emergency, right?
I don't think it's an emergency, but you're right that you might as well whip it out every once in a while, right? Of course, one of the other reasons to grab Smallman is his ridiculously fast watch check, which sometimes you can get away with in like a little quarter thing. That said, High Rise maybe has the most visible time ad spots of any venue except for arguably like Balcony. So oftentimes not one where you can slip into a thing and get away from it pretty quickly because you'll be kind of showing yourself regardless. She would love there to be a time ad spot in the back corner next to their statues, but alas, no changes to this venue yet. We also have very fast bugs when we pass through, which I think will be more relevant to that. Um, but we'll see. So we do have swap on. So there is the option of just ducking into a swap at any specific position. No inspects means there's not going to be a lot of crossfire for that kind of suspicion. There hasn't been a lot of people going to statues anyway so far, so that hasn't really provided much of a problem yet.
This is a trend I actually see a lot on high rise. People tend to leave inspects out just because it's a bit of a hassle
Banana bread.
to get, and against people who track the entire duration of statues, it's not even that much better for trying to spread attention. In the
Hmm.
meantime, Swap and Purloin are both just very good, reliable buttons to click if you run out of time and need stuff done. The
And
Purloin goes
speaking
through.
We do
Aragoria.
have the shot off. So something that was interesting that happened in the moment of the banana bread. So we have the contact goes off at 2:11. And double agent has just left, right? So normally a very bad situation, right? Double agent leaves. You don't get credit for the contact, but maybe the back conversation gets credit for it though. But the other thing that happens in there is there's a lot of low lights to go get. So while there's all these low lights that Aragoria is going getting from the fact that there's this contact going off, we do the purloin during that same moment. So what started as a bad thing for Scarny ended up being a good thing in that we were able to slip a purloin in there because very obviously we didn't see that because Smallman has one of the most obvious, sorry, the only unique purloin or drink offer animations, but because we're busy with this lighting and this trying to catch up in the situation, we do not catch this the reject at all. And in fact, we actually don't maybe don't catch it at all. Like now that I think about it, do we just not see Purloin? We probably just don't even see Purloin. My whole theory on this was that Purloin happened and made the shot happen, but I actually don't know if Aragorn. Man, Aragorn may have could
I
have
am
glimpse on
not
it from the.
sure, TM, what general has been shot for. I will tell you as much. I do believe that Aragoria may have seen the least gun right before the shot. So,
Yeah, but
um,
General was never like I don't know if General was offered one all game, so could have just been scrambled up from the situation. But anyways, regardless, uh, Aragorn is in trouble now, um, for
and
sure,
what
and
do you
needs
do
to
in
win.
trouble? In trouble, you pull out the Smallman. Aragoria now clicking the now emergency Smallman button in 3, 2, 1, playing it. A little bit of a different variety of a Smallman. The missions, however, stay the same. The transfer and inspects off, as we've seen in the Scarny game. I don't think people tend to switch missions around on high rise much. Usually, when one person suggests a set of missions, you just kind of play it out. People don't tend to change them around. Also, a very early Purloin, also a green Purloin at that, which is pretty nice for us because the sniper is busy taking all
Banana
of that
bread.
initial information.
Yeah, we'll see. So we are two flirts away from the game being done. We'll see how Scarny is on the Purloin. Feels like okay, we definitely have caught it by now. We do know that it wasn't Buns though. We do take out the Taker, or sorry, not the Taker, our seduction target, who is like one of the few people in here. Are we gonna get highlit? We are lingered on it, and we're finally decided to be highlit. So honestly, there could be a shot coming off. Oh, but the lights are getting played with. This is a tense game because basically the shot could come off literally any second on anybody because Purloin has happened and contact has happened, and almost everybody has credit for the contact. So we just got to be watching flirts. And right now, we are staying pretty still as we get brought back up. Honestly, we shouldn't be talking. We just shouldn't be talking unless we feel like there's gonna be a dead conversation. No talking, no talking, because flirt's the only thing that's ending this game.
Oh, this is a fun one. Wait a second.
Banana bread.
The fake banana bread? For the front convo? Because we haven't swapped convos, and I don't think the DAs did either. And General was talking during it.
It did
Oh,
work.
that's beautiful. I love you. That's just goated.
Yeah. So
Wow.
the first contact, when the first
Banana
contact
bread.
happened, there was no SDA in the front conversation circle. And
See,
the second contact happened, there was the DA had swapped over to that conversation circle. Not that we. So let's see what happened with General this game. So General, we have this
the fun
reject.
thing that happened here is that the first contact also hides the Purloin take as well. Just
Right. Yes.
some nice timing from Aragoria. That's inspired.
All right. Well, that is a fun one, and also a good reminder to take your fakes every once in a while. Like just like sometimes they'll just apply surprising amounts of pressure
Oh,
on the
and
other.
Queen swaps conversations, so we know it's a fake.
Exactly. Right for Aragoria and the second one. Yeah.
Right. Oh, that I love this. This is really fun. And yeah, just need to sweep Ballroom now for Aragoria to stay in this game. No pressure. Wow. Eyes away. Scarny playing as the general in 3, 2, 1. Playing it. I love this set.
Oh, this has been super fun and very competitive between the both of them. Lots of interesting decisions, and but also like neither one has just like neither one of them are making like just terrible plays like that. Like there's been some miss. Oh, this is an interesting little maneuver to take this one up. So let's see. What has Scarny generally done with fingerprint? So
Yeah.
Scarny, if Ambassador visits a statue, I would not be surprised if Scarny just tries to finish out with forcing. I don't think Scarny plays silent games, so it'd probably still be a banana bread, seduction target, inspect, fingerprint. But um, they did. No, that was sorry. That was Opie that forced out the swap in there. Anyways, very curious to see how we play from this one because Scarny has generally always really been very attentive to the fingerprint after they grab the first one.
I mean, the beauty of Fingerprint is that you don't have to take the second. But Scarny, honestly, is kind of banking on people not necessarily guarding Fingerprint as much. And so far, I'd argue that it works. It worked against me. It definitely seems to be doing its fair share of work against Aragoria so far. And well, it has been a nice steady source of progress that doesn't burden you much in the long term because there are so many hot dogs that you can do. But on the other hand, you can do a fingerprint, and it's about as useful when it comes to the end game and you need to pull out all of the stops.
Yeah, we've also been spending quite a bit of time with this book. I there might I don't know. Let's see. I think we did a direct transfer in gallery on one. Oh, bummer on the on the seduction target.
It
Now
seems
we
it's
actually
like
are
the
running behind on time.
third time we're getting the controllers. That's a bug. That is certainly a bug, and I don't think the laser saw it at all because Aragoria was switching over to the right to look at the list. This is unfortunate.
And we're not. Are we close enough? I guess we are close enough for a finish on a green here. But we get a white instead, so it doesn't matter. Um, yeah, we still honestly still have a little bit of time pressure. We're kind of looking towards what Ambassador's doing next. Ambassador has a drink, so we can't pick up any drink and stuff like that. We're going near. Oh, we're just going line up for
Banana
the
bread.
contact here. Who else is worrying that one? So that knocks out boots at least, and wheels actually if we get that close enough. We seem to be looking at Tex a lot. But we still have a little bit of progress left to go. We are going to finish this flirt, presumably from far side. And then we would love to have a fingerprint, but I don't know if briefcase is really getting okay. Briefcase is being brought back by Teal. It's gonna get handed off, and it's probably gonna get set down at this window by the ambassador before they leave. Nope, it's not. Oh, they're gonna move again. We are just kind of lingering nearby. We're gonna do the direct instead of going for the finger. We are indeed because and that's actually the right call because ambassador's not putting it down in time. We are watching statues right now though, so I actually don't think Aragoria is gonna be on top of this because we're gonna be putting it at 1 second. No, Aragoria is on top of it, and overtime's gonna happen, and we are gonna take the correct shot. It didn't look like we were lining up correctly. I thought we were watching Ponytail at statues only. And we had that book like basically as long as you possibly could have a book on Ballroom without adding time. But Aguria remembers it from the very beginning and also sees who could have been done at like 1 second left.
And the end is kind of just a perfect storm for us. We do see that the ambassador is going over there as well, so you don't need to change your angle to look at both the ambassador and whatever the hell's happening over here. There's nobody threatening uh, the statues. The only things that you can probably be worried about is the Purloin, but the Purloin is also kind of not there.
Well, that's the thing with having a book all game is it restricts some of the choices that you have, right? So Ambassador left very few fingerprints except for the briefcase that Teal ended up bringing back, but had a drink, but we can't take a drink because we had our book in our hands basically the whole time, right? So we weren't statuing, we weren't going grabbing drinks. We basically only had a certain level of fingerprint availability to us that we ended up not using anyway. Um, Very cool though. That I think the decision to go for that last second book cheese often works, especially when there's threat on statues near the end there with Alice. But well done.
The book was cooked, but so also was the game. That said, I think that if we cook the book for slightly less time, this actually has a higher chance of working. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, we were the first person to go to the bookshelf. And yeah, the human brain just remembers the first thing so much more. As
Yep,
we,
definitely, especially if they took a fingerprint out of there. Yeah.
Aragoria, now getting a chance to bring us to that infinite library tiebreak that I'm one part dreading and one part I'm incredibly excited for. However, it's a spy games that you need to win. So yeah, let's pick up a twin, pick up another twin, give him a few stun wards, and win the rest of the game or something. Let's see how that one works out in 3, 2, 1, planet.
Yeah, I recently saw someone have a different headcanon for seduction in this one, where it was for the twins seducing each other. It's more like just using like social abilities to get something from taunting them or kind of like basically forcing information out of them, which can help with trying to square the circle of the headcanon around the twin seduction thing. It's more like just like
I
a
can't
social
I can't
engineering.
believe you would literally just little bros a twin.
Exactly.
SMH.
Yes. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Little bro information out of the other one. Right.
Damn. Nothing like
Banana
a
bread.
good familial bullying. Either way, we do have a banana bread as our first mission done, and well, as our first banana bread of the game, because Argoria has shown that she's caught onto the Calalites, which, well, now that Scarny is cooked and has been at least once by those, yeah, those lights are not coming through this time around, huh? And
Yeah. And this
that's
is this is interesting poke by Aragoria where they kind of put themselves in a position where they might have gotten real highlight for contact yet again. Because they're the only one in that conversation circle with the bummer on the seduction there. We're just gonna. Oh, honestly, rejoining at the next spot if they don't know that you would have missed from that one sometimes is a good position because it couldn't have been timer flirted. We are gonna fingerprint here though. Hard to tell what our position is. I'm really curious if Scarny is going to remember the fact that they're the only person in with a particular double agent later on, or if it just kind of not really going to be any worse for the wear on that one. So
See, the things that I'm more worrying about is that Scarny may remember that it was twins that was next to the double agent. But he may confuse the twins because the other one is the highlight. And that is a very, very nice boon of the twin. And I think this may just help Aragoria.
yeah, we're gonna try a bug here. We have like we're kind of going parallel every once in a while when like we walk really long. We
We
are just
are.
gonna be going straight for the middle statue. Are we even gonna swap here? We are. We are just gonna.
Damn. I mean,
Is it happening? Is it not happening? Is it not happening? Is it
it's
not
the old
happening?
it's the old insanity defense.
What?
Your honor, I would not be the spy and swapping because that would be stupid. And you know what? It works perfectly.
Oh my god. It does. It does just work.
She just
No, it was a
walked to
misclick,
the
right?
statue and white swapped. Straight up.
Right.
I think the swap was intended. I believe that. I think the swap was intended. I think it may have been intended to be a white, but yeah. No, just mind control. Just yeah. And the other twin is next to the statues. He didn't necessarily go there. Oh, he did go there.
He did go there a long
Oh.
time ago, but like obviously it wasn't a call, right? So that's the thing that's confusing is like if Scarny was aware of nobody being at that statue recently, and White Dress was kind of near that statue a while ago, but also if you walk across the venue, you're not the person that was called. You just aren't. It was just wasn't a call. You just know it wasn't a call from how far we walked across from the spot, unless there was a thing where we were stopping nearby. So
Your
there just
Honor,
wasn't a call on them.
no reasonable spy would do that. Would walk right across the venue to a central statue and immediately white swap it in a tournament game in a quarterfinals of a Summer Cup. Come on. Against a person who swept the group stage and won against you during the group stage. That would just be stupid. And
Well,
that's
we
why it
we
works.
we get what we were curious about. I didn't think we were gonna make it to Infinite Library, but here we are. And honestly, like, what's funny, I don't know how long ago, but like, if we got to Infinite Library with two like and it was Sniper Party the whole way through, Infinite Library could literally last an hour. I don't think it's going to happen with this one because I think that we've gotten spy ones on Veranda already and stuff like that. It hasn't been like
Mhm.
a Sniper Party throughout this one, but it's a threat, right? Getting into Infinite Library that we could be here for a while.
The questions that I have is, was Libraries a venue tournament where one of the contestants had to give up in a game because the tiebreak took so long?
Good question. I
Because I'm suddenly dreading this.
I mean, we'll just have to see. Like again, like I feel like there's been enough cracks that the spies been able to get in the sniper play that won't be the case. But yeah, there sometimes this could go on for a long time if again we were in a sniper party situation. But
Well, let's see. It's going to be Miss R that is going to start us off in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Oh yeah, it's Scarny playing Miss R. It all makes sense now. Nice. Right next to the general, right next for a 51 flirt immediately. That doesn't matter much, but it's always a nice morale boost. Especially in this kind of a scenario, right? It's a game that goes to overtime, so it takes a very long time and it's already very stressful. But now you have to play a venue that's actually kind of tricky to play on both sides. It's a bit of a mental strain, I presume.
yeah, and we have yet again going for first briefcase fingerprint by Scarny. So Agoria needs to be able to be picking up on at least the first fingerprinter, especially the one again the first drop briefcase. Scarny seems to be just doing that a lot. So we'll see if Agoria is aware of that. It's not gonna be super important because there's still the four other missions that they have to do beyond that, but just a small thing that's been popping up very relevantly through a lot of the games with Scarny so far.
I mean, you're saying it's a small thing, but every little thing matters, especially when you're playing on as rich an environment as um, a 5 out of 8 venue, right? When you have 21 people to discern from, uh, knowing that the likelihood of the person who first picks up the briefcase is Scarny is just inflated by a factor of 2, 3 maybe, is just such a nice boon. If you know it, and if you know that your opponent doesn't know it, it's very useful.
And yet, speaking of things that have that Scarny's had a bunch of, we have yet another mist bug. This one was just like a fish, where it's like we had good cover, so I don't. It
I
was
mean,
just
may
like
as
if
well.
we hit it, we yeah, exactly right. But Scarny's had a little bit, had a mix. Some of them been mechanics, but a lot of them just been like bad luck on missing bugs here. But again, tons of cover on it, so probably not a real problem for us. And if we had happened to hit it, then ooh, that would have been lovely for us, right? We do have Seduce and Fingerprint done, but we burned quite a bit of our time in here. We are probably going to go get this banana bread, which is a pretty nice, juicy amount of conversations going on with this one. One of the SDAs is out, but pretty good. Scarny is going to wait a little bit to see where this like train of 3 people are going, and they are all going to this. Oh
Ooh,
no,
the
one of
Perlin
them's
goes
not.
through, and it's a green.
One does
That
go
could be
through, and
horrible.
Banana bread.
we still have this red banana bread, red banana bread, red banana bread.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Cough is spy-sided. If you don't get
Honestly, in some
shot
ways, it
immediately
is.
for it, a cough is spy-sided. It not
I,
only
I
is
I
it
fully agree.
really hard to punish, but if it's not punished, you always feel bad, and it just ruins your mojo, kinda. You
And I think
can't.
paired with the
Uh-oh.
fact that this, oh no, oh my god, okay, I have to talk about this one. If
Yeah.
we, okay, so Scarny, I think, felt like the cough through the mouth, but like you said, it can tilt, right? It can be
Mhm.
tricky as by, if we did nothing, that purloin was taking forever to go off, and it was probably gonna go off on maybe even this highlight on Alice here. Honestly, if we did nothing, I think a shot might have come off.
We would time out before the Perlin took, judging by how the Perlin was going.
Dude, that reject chain was insane. So let's see. We purloined. Okay, so how many do you reject? So one there. I guess okay. There was a bunch of rejects. It was just like it bounced around for a while.
I mean,
Reject,
the
reject,
more important
reject,
thing here
reject.
is the fact that Toby not just rejects a bunch in one place, but also that he's moving around the venue. So
Yeah.
here, all of the conversation circles are visited. So the venue is thoroughly contaminated by a green purloin, and now everyone is under suspicion. But yeah, unfortunately, Scarny banked on aragoria not double backing, and aragoria did.
And honestly, like again, this is the one. Scarny's been playing well. The one thing that they have had a little bit of trouble on is mechanics. Things like ATs and basically ATs and like the crashes stuff like that. Aragorn has been able to pick up on that, and like that one actually, again, like Aragorn did not grab us for the red banana bread, so I think we might have felt like we were more behind than we actually were. Aragorn did respond pretty well in getting some lowlights. I think presumably off of the fact that they weren't talking. Kind of an underrated thing about
Mhm.
the underrated thing about coughing is that what you do know for sure is it was someone talking. It has to be someone that was talking. So sometimes you don't look for the cough, you just look for people that weren't talking and you get hard lowlights on them because they had to have been talking during the banana bread. Um, so that also can just be useful. I don't know if that's the reason why we started taking lowlights on the right-handed side. I guess just because we thought, oh, we didn't see the cough over here. Let's just lowlight everybody in the immediate area. So Aragorn had a pretty decent response, but didn't have us 100%. I would have been really curious where that game would have went when the purloin finally went off, because that purloin again was just had a stunning chain on it.
Well, and now Aragorn gets a chance to win this once, and that is a that would be 5 in a row comeback. That's a pretty fun one. S-Tax in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And the
Yeah,
other thing,
this.
that I have to point out is that Scarny tends to have those mechanical issues once the game gets in a tricky scenario, right? When it's the usual, Scarny is calm, cold, collected, and kind of locked in. But once there are cracks showing, it all goes awry. It's just it's either all solid or all tragedy in the end.
Are
Half of
we
it.
doing an AI control game? Like, are we actually like, is this in Aragoria's playbook where we have like a full AI control game and then like Banana Bread
Uh,
Purloin with like a minute left or something like that? Because like this is more of like a risky move that you do versus someone that gets low lights for pathing, right?
mhm.
It becoming like more and more thing. But I don't think Scarny's gonna low light for pathing, so I think this is just like you're just taking a break as Spy here for a minute because
I
um
mean,
we'll see.
the one thing that taking AI control for long stretches of time allows you to do is scout the party and look for people to frame. So if Aragoria is doing that, and well, we did see Aragoria frame successfully already, right? It can be very scary potentially. Uh, it's just that frames don't work on a 5 out of 8. I'm sorry. It's not the venue to do this on. And maybe it's a case of, yeah, we got to overtime. Let's just take a break. Let's Yeah, I want you to sweat. I don't want to do anything myself here for 5 minutes. Let me just rest a bit and lock in for the next one. Which
Yeah, I mean
also
it's
kind of
stressful for
works
sure.
because all of this time, Scarny has to play a sniper game, right? Nothing is happening, but SpyParty is a kind of a game where nothing can be scarier.
Right. No, exactly. No, it like it's really quiet. It's like that. I'm just curious how long we actually roll on this. Like sometimes what people do is they take over at the moment where like they could actually do something else. Like if
Mhm.
they ended up in a conversation circle with double agent just by accident, or if they are getting offered purloin. Because almost certainly we'd have to do at least two things. We'd have to do at least contact plus either swap or purloin in order to prompt a shot. It'd be pretty tricky to get a shot otherwise. Um,
See,
we'll see.
I'm not the most knowledgeable with Aragoria's playstyle. Well, I do know a lot, but I don't know about her strategies for an AI control game. But from personal experience, the way I play AI control games is that the AI immediately goes center statues and I have to take control. So yeah, this, however, you can ice the sniper for quite a while, but you have said it yourself. You have to eventually
Banana
click the
bread.
button, and the button is clicked, and the first action test is green already. It's a fake, so we're not finishing in the slightest, but I don't think we were banking to finish at any point throughout this game. One thing that I would love to for Aragoria is just to start sending hardtails, ideally on the same person, but honestly, at the very least, give me a Purloin because you really want someone to get some old good fashioned suspicion on because this a game, a party that's just a party where there's no spy is pretty pleasant, but on a 5 out of 8, there's just nothing for Scarny to latch onto.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we sent off that banana bread, it was a fake for us. There was another conversation with a suspected in it. Um, so there are some people that I think might have picked up real highlights at that point. Um, we are doing a normal reject, so there is not the purling coming off for us right now. Um, are we gonna go statue? We are gonna go center statue, and we are going to. Oh, I don't even actually. I should have been.
You
It
can't
is
do
an
this
immediate
three
white
games
spot.
in a row. This is illegal. Stop. Seize. The funniest part about the whole ordeal is that if Scarny just holds the whole time, he
No,
doesn't even bother.
it doesn't hold. Uh, one mission in Fortnite, that's just the way it goes sometimes. Like,
Cinema.
okay, is there someone that we could have? Oh, we no. Oh, you know what's tragic? We were framing Sorry, but Sorry was knocked out by
Ah,
the banana bread. So
it's
we were all in on Sorry. Honestly, if we did that on someone who
Banana
um
bread.
okay, so I want to see this banana bread because if anything, is like we should have been paying so much attention to who was out. So I want to see. We took over control and we banana bread. We banana bread. She's at books. Now Aragoria should have known. Should have known that. That's
It,
like
it
the number
it's
one thing we
it's a
gotta be paying attention
frame
to.
classic. It's the one thing that breaks me during the spy games is when there's one person doing all of the action progress. You know they're getting knocked out by the banana bread that the spy does. It's not even a possibility. It's just a certainty at this point.
Yeah,
Uh,
and it
and
was
it's
on screen. Like that one. That one is on Aragoria because we had sorry on screen at bookshelves. It's the kind of thing that if we're like you said, you have all this
Banana
time
bread.
to track. I know partially it's probably just like the nerves were just like, man, if I play this game, I think I'm just gonna make a mistake and just ruin it. So I'm just gonna go for a frame instead. The one thing you really do have to do is just pay attention to your knocked out banana breads. And then, if you can, also pay attention to who's picking up fingerprints, who's picking up inspects, all that kind of thing.
I mean,
So that might have worked if Sorry was in a conversation circle.
see, the funny thing about the whole mind game situations that we're in, and because we are in what that was what game 18 of a set with infinite library, I think some part of me keeps telling me that Aragoria is trying to win the game, but like wasn't necessarily banking on it. The main purpose of this game is to just get a good old-fashioned time to rest while your opponent doesn't. Is my theory on this. I have no idea if this is correct, and I will probably get trash talked to hell and back if I'm not. But this is my running theory: is that this game was basically a break before the second set of library, because Skarny keeps getting more tired, and Aragoria just had hands off keyboard, probably getting a drink or something. Unironically, because that's libraries, the games are long enough. That said,
Absolutely.
uh, what do you like more than library? More library, and this time around, the spy might actually do things. We have Irish in 3, 2, 1, planet.
And Scarny did seem stressed for sure. Like I
Mhm.
don't I like that concept that we had there, especially as like one of the last games. You do no control, you banana bread, and then you see somebody going to statues, center statues late, and you go swap their statue. Is not a bad plan at all. But you do have to again pay lots of attention to who was knocked out by your first banana bread. Because and Scarny was looking at text very closely and seemed to be just like sweating it, right? But eventually decided just to take the shot.
And I don't think we necessarily saw the statue as well, right? It was a blind shot, I believe.
Hard to tell. Like we saw the statue come up a little bit, so it's possible that we could have seen the shape in there. Because also sometimes, if you know what a statue was before, like if it's bird and it goes down to head and you don't see the
Mhm.
tip of the statue that you expect, sometimes you can do that. But regardless, yeah, just a stressed out shot for sure.
Anyway, the one thing that I like more than not talking about the game of Spy Parties that's happening on the screen for 5 minutes is talking about the game of Spy Parties that's happening on the screen. And what's happening is we've got a fingerprint already. That's another one of
Banana bread.
early Scarny's fingerprints. And well, if it's working, you don't break it. You don't try to fix what's working for you, especially in this kind of a scenario where you're basically playing on a knife's edge the entire time. We also get the gentleman's pair of banana bread seduction. The
Free
inspects
cycle.
are done, but who cares about the 3 cycle? My god, Slappy, you should know this. Nobody cares about the 3 cycle.
Gotta pay attention to those 3 cycles when you're next to a person at the statues. I actually agree. Oftentimes the 3 cycle, on
It's
library especially. But if somebody goes to a statue, this is more like advice for people. If you see someone pick up a statue, they're at center statue. There's someone at the statues with them. They are hoping the other person puts down the statue, and if they do, which often takes longer than they expect, they will often 3 cycle. That's when you should key into 3 cycles because they'll pop in, assuming that you're not looking for them.
It's library. It's the least 3-cycle watchable venue in the game. I will. I won't die on that hill because I don't feel like this hill needs a death, but I'm very dead set in that believing. Ooh, we got a swap and a print on that statue. We're going back to those. It does mean that now we're suddenly done with inspects, but we were at the middle statues anyway.
This actually feels
Where
pretty
should the
good.
swap?
Like Aragoria was actually pretty good about checking the statue after they left, but they're not watching this. Actually, I take that
There
back.
it
They might be
is.
watching a little bit. We're trying to get a
We're trying to
glance at
look.
it.
We see it.
Okay, we do see it. We do see it. Amazing shot. Wonderful timing. Like the fact that Aragoria knew that they actually had to be on top of this at this point, because this is actually a totally legit game by Scarny.
Mhm.
This is a quick finish, right?
I
So
mean, I
yes,
lose to
late in
this.
the game.
I lose to this.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
totally. And me too. But Aragoria, like these two players, just are, it's really entertaining because they're matching each other's like intensity sometimes, where they do take really decisive shots, and they had to. Aragoria couldn't just get away with just like highlighting, hoping to do something else. They had to shoot here, even with a minute and a half left. Just good on these players.
I mean, it's not just the fact that they're very evenly matched going bar for bar. It's also the fact that they're working in just such a different manner. To me, Scarny is this machine that that is designed to precision to grind the opponent to dust by just letting them ice themselves and then going for a kill as soon as they are certain. While Aragoria is very good instinctively at just knowing where to look and very good at punishing the things that she sees because she knew where to look at the right time. It's a slight difference, but it's a difference that's very entertaining to me, and it's a pleasure to watch both of those playstyles work in a singular in a singular match of Spy Party. That said, let's watch some more AI control as Aragoria is picking up. What name have I not gone through yet? No, yeah, I think I've gone through all of them. Let's go back to Rachel then in 3, 2, 1, planet. Game 20, and we are taking controls this time.
We are taking control this time. Shout out to Opie and Hoffnung for sparing us from having two super long sets. This would have been an incredibly long cast if it wasn't for their valiant sacrifice. So that is fabulous on their part. Um, we are getting like nice quick vert here, so obviously you're just really different on this one. Um, yeah. And a nice early green time ad,
Ooh.
and
I
not
think
not on screen at all.
that's also the first time it was a set, right?
Ooh, that's a great question. Was this the first time it's set? Yeah, there really hasn't. You're right though. There hasn't been a lot of time ads in this set. There were much more time ads in the Opie set for sure. So yeah, no, great time to be throwing that in there because it hasn't really been. Neither players like really needed them as much. And
And
I do love time ads on library. I kind of harp on
mhm.
this sometimes when I cast library, but like if you add time on library and just get away with it really clean, like there's just not any suspicion on you, regardless of the amount of time that you have, what it does is it means there's more people going in with possible statue swap finishes because it
Mhm.
takes a while before there's like enough threat out on the map that you really actually have to start guarding down on people at statues. And then there's like a switch that flips around like a minute left that you're like, okay, I actually need to be looking at these statues. You getting a time ad puts 45 seconds more of that stressful time on the sniper, which I think is just hugely important.
There's also the added benefit of having the sniper once they eventually notice that, hey, wait a second, the game's going. Oh my god, how much have I missed? And this is
Yes.
just pressure that you don't get to do in many other ways. And
Oh, Dad, I don't like that bug. I like the decision making. I like just the
oh, it's the wrong
Aragoria.
arm. This is painful.
Yeah, it's I even either version of that bug. I just don't love the premise of it. Scarny can guard those. Like I think Agoria has gotten good results from these kinds of bugs versus some of the players they played in the group stages,
Hmm.
or in the Swiss stage, not the group stage, but in the earlier parts of the stage. Uh, I think this is nice, comfortable play for Scarny. Even if we got the arm buried in there, we had so much time to play with that. There's just so many good bug opportunities that you're going to get in 3.5 more minutes on library, and we've shown that when we tried this on other venues too. That sometimes we get punished for just these like straight just ambassadors nearby. There's not other distractions. Toby is right there offering a drink to Smallman. There's not much drawing attention away. Is anyone even at? There's nobody even at statues on the far side. There's just nothing on this map to look at. Basically,
I
like if
mean,
Agoria gave like 10% more attention to what else is happening on the map, I think that they're going to just go a lot farther.
it is a very decent impulsive bug, right? It is a kind of a bug like the swaps that we saw in the last uh, game of the regular set, right? What kind of spy would ever just do that? I might have imagined it. It's a pretty good impulsive bug. Unfortunately, it's also a bug that's very easy to counter with the clinical precision that Skarny has at guarding things. So, yeah, may need to find a different angle of approach to dismantle this machine. In the meantime, we do have Skarny taking his own crack at library. The score is 10 to 10. It's a casual 21st game of a quarterfinal. Let's see Kane game in 3, 2, 1, playing it. I mean, to be honest, I'm glad for Hoffnung, and I mean, glad is the wrong word. I am slightly relieved in a very perverse way that OP and Hoffnung have not been the fight that I have imagined on, but with the reason of, yeah, this may be taking a little bit long, but I do believe firmly that if there were two people that Gent could put together to cast an infinite set of SpyParty, we would probably make it go the longest.
Yes, absolutely. No, if that had gone on like because like also if so also the prediction I had of like maybe this being a little bit slower has been actually flipped a little bit because we had some do we have spy wins? I don't even remember anymore. I don't has spy won yet. I don't on library. I don't think so. I guess we haven't broken spy yet. It's been sniper each time. Gotten
Banana
close,
bread.
but it's been sniper each time. By the way, what was that low light for? Okay, good. I was like, just if we just lost to a random low light, that would be tragic. So we did get brought back up for whatever reason.
Cinema.
That would have been sad.
I mean, to be fair, I think you would expect a game of library to go long. And this is why we see so many games so far get brought down by an impulsive decision in the middle of the game. And that impulsive decision is not necessarily just on Aragori's side. We did see Skarny make those mistakes as well, right? The bug is probably my main culprit in this scenario. But people are trying to flip the script. People are trying to annoy their opponent and just try to sneak under. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be resulting in the perfect games that we could have been seeing from those spies because everyone's a bit tired and the opportunities that they're jumping at are not necessarily the greatest. They are still good, they still work against a lot of people, but sometimes it just doesn't work. Meanwhile, ATMF, the first one is complete. We put the book back.
Yeah, and we when we went on that race to Yellow Bookcase, we actually immediately picked up so we could beat Seek to the fingerprint. So the fact that we got away with both that and the AT microfilm makes me feel like I don't think we have tracking on this fingerprint. Right now, if we get the next microfilm off clean, I think this is just going to be a win for Scarny. I think we are just we have a nice sequence of events going on for us that don't involve, importantly, don't really need to be involving like swap or anything. We could just go finish transfer and then have a bunch of options. Probably will be inspect if we really need it to be, but we won't have to be plugging that swap. We won't have to be doing. Is it caught? Is it caught? It
It's
doesn't seem like it.
so completely on screen.
Oh, it is caught. It is caught. We are still going on. Um,
I mean,
all
we,
right.
we would still be going on in either way because we are playing pairs of two, right? It isn't over until one person sweeps the pair. So even if Skarny would have won this spy game, we still would have had to play an Aragoria's game to finish. But yeah, unfortunately, it's always the second action test microfilms that kills you. I mean, I keep repeating it, but it keeps being true. Unfortunately, here, yeah, Kane. And once again, it's a game that almost wins. It's a game that would have won against a lot of people. And it's just dismantled at the last hurdle.
And honestly, I think it's the same. It's the same mistake that Aragoria made to me, which is there was nothing else on the map to watch. No
Mm.
one at statues except for General, who's at a side
Mhm.
statue. Ambassador was like as safe as Ambassador could possibly be. We were right next to a person taking a drink, so we might not even be that suspicious us at bookshelves. But there was not really a reason for us to be looking somewhere else. We were going to be looking at Purloin, and we happened to be on screen at that one. That said, is actually really hard still to catch. It's a subtle animation, the green test animation. If we were looking at Purloin, very easy to miss that. So very good on Agoria to be catching that for sure.
I mean, it was an animation that we saw on screen with the laser unmoving, and it still took us like what 11 seconds to shoot it.
True, right.
Right? So yeah, it's a hard one to shoot, but Argoria just gets it. And now Argoria gets a chance to win the set by playing as Salmon, Mr. Q, in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Slappy, I can't believe it. We found the fabled set of legends. We found the set where I can just tell spies to be slower, and I would be correct.
You're right. Yes,
Just
it's true. Just a little bit.
a little bit of patience. I'm not asking for much because it's really easy to overdo. And I'm not just pointing at myself when I'm saying this. Absolutely pointing at myself. But yeah, those are great games. Those are games that win against a lot of people. Those are games that I would be lost to like 5 games ago. Not 5 games ago, like what, 10 games ago? I would have lost the set already. But they're jumping the gun on the second to last option. They're jumping the gun on the last hard thing to do before they get a free game.
Yeah, 100% agreed. The closing out has just been a little bit tricky, but also impressive that the sniper's been able to take advantage of that. We've had a lot of great shots this set, where in other sets where they're similar, there's lots of hesitancy around those shots. Again, very nicely aggressive shots. It's been a treat so far. Um, we do have this game more looks this look game looks closer to a Scarny game than an Agoria game so far. We have one of the first fingerprints, and we're really close to being done with a seduction target. So again, we'll have a nice amount of progress going into this one, and then we'll see if they're able to actually do anything with it. We're gonna have a fingerprint here at the blue book case. It's gonna get smudged by text. We are gonna go in for the difficult. I actually don't know if I love that. My reasoning is it looks like we're going in for the fingerprint anyways, and we're also not getting. I don't feel like we benefit from the fact that this is a difficult. We're known that it could be a fingerprint, and
Mhm.
we also risk it, and we ended up not getting the fingerprint anyways.
And we can get this fingerprint off of, I don't know, a briefcase later on,
Yeah.
which is still a waste of time later, while
Oh, we're
now
dead.
there's.
It's over.
Oh.
As tricky as it is, where we had the green test microfilm on screen, the white test just takes so long.
Mhm.
I don't I honestly it was kind of cool timing. I don't think Scarny was anticipating that this was going to be happening. This action test microfilm. I think we were looking around trying to just be aware of the fact that that fingerprint happened. And we just happened to be looking back right at that. So if we had taken 1 second longer, we might have still caught the head turn because it's so long to do it. But
If we start the action test earlier,
yeah,
we get away with it.
I think you're right.
That's how small the margin of an error is. What a set. It's flawed in a perfect way. It's not perfect, but being perfect would made it less entertaining. Anyway, game number checks notes 22. We are about to run out of letters of the alphabet. We, I think, already ran out of characters. If we were aiming to play all of the individual ones. That said, Scarny, not gonna go for a different character. We'll just pick Irish. Again, I think we've seen her in the set already a few times. That said, let's see this one in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Wait a second, that's a bug.
Oh, it is not seen. I would say it's such a risk. Honestly, I don't. I we do seem to get away with it, but like on library, I think the impulsive, immediate bugs are just sometimes like eh.
You know
But
what I
that
would have
said,
loved here? A very, very fast swap, maybe even.
because it might not
Because
be memorized yet. Yeah.
the first things that aragoria did is swipe to the right to try and remember the right statues, but I'm not necessarily certain if she did remember the left ones. And I feel like if we're going... you did mention that the last game felt like a Scarny game. This feels like an aragoria game. And
Yes.
I think that if we're going full on impulsive, instinctual gameplay, going for swaps is a play. That said, nothing wrong with having a free bug. I think that if I had an option to have a game where I have a free bug and I don't bother, like, I wouldn't throw it away. I would probably cherish it and then time out because I didn't do enough stuff after I've done my free bug. Anyway,
Yeah, this is I'm just so this is where okay, so if we are going to
Banana
see
bread.
Scarny addressing some of the issues that he's had previously, we have to close this one out, right? We have what should be like a lead, right? A nice solid lead. Um, so we have to be really thoughtful about the way in which we approach this last mission. We don't ever need to touch statues again if we don't want to. If we're not going to try to swap or pick up fingerprints, we don't need to do it. Um, between the other ones, it's hard to tell like what the party's gonna give. We have like 2.5 minutes. Honestly, if there's just a chain, we should purloin. Um,
mhm.
like if we see a nice chain in the next minute or so, just take the purloin, and Agoria might not shoot.
uh, I mean, I would probably go for the fingerprints, but the issue here is this going to the blue bookshelf felt like chasing a fingerprint. And the other issue is we have been doing fingerprints the whole set. And now in the overtime, I think all of that extra data from before is really starting to compound into patterns. And when Aragoria figures out that we're doing fingerprints every single game, they rapidly become unsustainable. They rapidly become really bad. On a 5 out of 8? That's just horrible.
And speaking of habits that have kind of, or little things that have compounded into patterns, Scarny redirects a lot. Like we're seeing lots of like going partway through someplace and then just taking really far away from the location for a redirect. Just uses that a lot. Just turns around at spots where there's like enough. Okay, we are gonna Perlin behind pillar. I'm almost sure about this one. So we are gonna hit a white, and this is actually a huge moment. This might literally be the part that breaks in here. We got 5 seconds to
Oh my
shoot.
god!
And we do. That was actually
Ah,
again a
she's got
really
it.
great instinctual shot. Because
I
like
mean,
this is a great game plan. Because like honestly, we have all this stuff done, and it's still a minute and a half left. Where if you're not 100% positive,
we
this is a tough stat to
haven't
shoot.
even seen necessarily the take, I believe. We see the offer and we see the waiter walking out. So there's enough information to figure it out. But I wouldn't put it past Aragoria to just skip over on this and not notice that we are the ones who must be shot. Because while I do trust her to find the absence of the list, yeah, this is once again a nice instinctual shot that keeps her in the game, and more importantly, gives her yet another chance to stop this once and for all. Wow, what is that? Um,
We got to just keep rolling, like, because this thing's
Spy
crazy.
Party is a tennis match. Spy Party is a tennis match, and we keep on going. Now it's Aragoria playing as a rocker. Will game 22 be the last one, or are we going to 24? Let's see. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. I just realized I've done my math wrong. Will it be game 24 or 26? Is what I meant to ask. And we are going for the inspects, and we are going for a swap. Let's go.
Yeah, let's. I mean, big moment on whether or not, like, so, like, now, the the play style read. You should be aware of this as like as an option here, right?
Mhm.
And now, of course, who knows whether or not Scarny has actually seen this, because, as we've said many times here, oh, we're kind of just watching Rocker a lot. Oh, maybe not, maybe not. We were just kind of near Rocker a whole bunch in there. I think we would have checked on Rocker by now if we really thought this was true, though. Um, but like we said, Scarny will look away from their top target and just kind of keep tabs on them, kind of see where they go, and then just wait for more confirmation to shoot. So it is possible that Agori is already dead, but if they're not, this is one of the better chances they're going to have to finally break this set open.
I don't think the laser caught the statue before it was swapped. I think that this highlight is for swap only subjectively. And if it is the case, I would really love for Aragorn to just slam the brakes here. The longer this game
Mm-hmm.
goes on, the higher the chance that we get conflated with all of the other inspectors for this for the suspicion of inspecting, and the suspicion of swap fades away. And once Scarny forgets that there could have potentially been a swap, is the moment that we win the game. In the
The bug!
meantime, we
The bug!
just
It's
straight up
beautiful!
bug in a convo on screen with the laser not moving, and I missed it.
I think that bug was I think that bug like we the great thing about that bug is we didn't set ourselves up for that bug in the conversation across circle, but we bugged across boots. We were trying not to get, I guess, too close to seduction target, um, and we just happened to be there, and Ambassador landed within buggable range. We gotta get out of here. I do not want us to be next to this Ambassador after we bug. Yes, there we go. Um, all right,
Because if we
finish
get suspicion
inspects.
for a bug after bugging, that would be horrible.
Right. Okay. I feel like now, again, it could be just doing too much mission stuff. We have to finish inspect at some point. So I just feel like we could have just finished inspects here while we're killing this time. Anyways, we're gonna be passing by here. We're gonna be looking not. Oh, we're gonna do a full redirect. That was a little bit loopy, but Scarny does those all the time, so I don't think Scarny's gonna shoot for them. So I think we're okay, and we're gonna take another chance over here as Ambassador's still hanging out here with this book, and now seduction target is going away from us, but we do have a double agent here. Let's see this
This
contact.
this
Banana
is
bread.
this is such a David W. banana bread. I'm so sorry. This could go very wrong. But there's just enough people, and General is not seen at all. And now it's a situation. Your Honor, I would not be so stupid. There's no one else in that conversation but me and the double agent. You don't see the General. He's behind pillar and Lolly. Oh my God, are we getting
Yeah,
away with this?
this is a problem because we're probably planning to flirt and then go to inspect. Which, I mean, like you're saying, if we get credit for the for this contact thing. Now, here's the question: if our mission count is off, we might be looking for swap. No,
Oh,
no, no, no. Oh my God!
they
No, it's
can't keep
gonna.
getting away with
Oh
this.
my God!
They can't
This,
keep getting away with this. Scarny. Oh my God. Oh, this game is beautiful.
you're now you're right about the banana bread being that was the problem. Like if that was so close to being. Oh, okay, so we're I have to presume at this point that Scarny didn't see the swap or even really suspect it. And the bug seemed pretty clean. So the fact that we had the clean swap and bug seemed pretty good. Then again, just the double agent. Yeah, we can look at this contact again. So we had okay. So here's the thing about the contact is at least there was the conversation circle with Hare and Seek. So there was some potential there, but yeah, just they're just Scarny's on top of the reel sometimes, man. And there's only a handful, like 3 people, that were threatening that, and then going in there. Again, the snipers are catching what they need to catch in order to drag this out forever. All right, let's go into the next game. We gotta. Oh my god.
I mean, you're saying this like it's a torture. This is probably the most fun set I've casted, full stop. Um, anyway, we've seen some very fun games. We've seen some zoom-in spies. Let's go back to the slow ones. Let's pick Sari on Library, a venue that's basically sideways gallery in how far you have to traverse. Anyway, Scarny, pick and Sari in 3, 2, 1, planet. Very slow character. However, I believe I have heard much gossip about her amazing standing buff.
Oh, this is like now they're just starting to play like each other. Like you're right where they just like that. That is very Agoria like. Now this is back to doing Scarny right. First briefcase drop down thing, but like we've mixed up Purloin in with it, and now this is bouncing. Now this one I don't think we're gonna have trouble trouble with. If we if Agoria didn't pick up this initial Purloin, there's so many rejects happening. There's so much bouncing around. We're in so much trouble because Scarny is looking like they're actually going to be really trying to make progress here. We might even be going to statues right now. No, not quite.
You know what will happen now? Scarny will just go and bug out in the open. According to
Yeah,
how the
maybe.
set
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
is going.
No, yeah. We
Right.
do an action test or something, microfilm. Um,
I'm too afraid of looking at Toby because I just want to see the least gun before anything else happens. I'm gonna be honest. Oh
So
my
here's the
god.
cool thing about what Scarny's position is right now. So Scarny was hoping that Ambassadors would put Book back before we did, but Scarny has the ability to do exactly this, which is we're next to Ambassador and there's a briefcase next to us, so we have a natural pickup. And the Perlin goes off, by the way, right as this is happening. Finally, I didn't even notice that thing was still going on. So the Perlin happened. We're low lit. This is all right. So
Ah, okay.
almost certainly,
Are we
Scarny's
there
taking
yet?
it.
Are we there yet? And I mean, the one taken is the double agent, which makes the game even funnier. Because if it's not the double agent, I would not necessarily put it past Aragoria to just straight up shoot the taker. But because we know
Totally.
it's a green, can't be anyone. Truly can't be anyone.
Okay, so we're gonna pick up. So this is where I think Scarny's gonna play extremely careful because Scarny should recognize that they had an incredible Purloin, and that this is the game they need to not lose. This is the again. I think this has been all sniper parties so far. I can't even remember anymore if there were any spy wins on this one, but this is the game that Scarny has. So yeah, we just need to what contact and go get a seduce. We just need to make sure our contact isn't just awful.
We just need to banana bread and then get the last inspect. We
Are we
are
gonna?
low light. We have
Huh?
2 minutes. Scarny, I trust you to do this.
Oh, it's so hard not to swap in this position, though. It's so tempting, but you need to
I
not do
mean,
it.
the funny thing is the swap would win this game, right? The swap will win this game as presented. The
Right.
correct play would be to put the statue back down and go on banana bread.
All right. Well, this is looking indeed like this is gonna be no problem. So, being not brought back up for the second
The
back.
laser is zooming around. I think Aragoria realizes she's messed up somewhere because nothing is happening.
A fake,
Banana bread.
fake banana bread.
What
Oh,
the?
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because that's the thing is like that purloin lasted so long that banana bread plus that purloin was probably gonna have a shot anyways, right?
Yeah.
So
Like,
whenever the banana bread happened, I actually don't mind that. If we because we banana bread, there's lots of people in. and we're not the real one, there's maybe just a shot, and then we also have enough time for a real banana bread if we really want to.
I
So
think
all came down to that per line.
I believe this laser shake was basically Aragoria conceding. Yeah, I've lost this game, which is a horrifying realization to figure out. Like what, 7 games into overtime?
Yeah.
This is soul crushing. And you know what's the worst part? It's not over. You still need to play your spy game. And in theory, you can even win the spy game. And if you win the spy game, we keep on going, baby. But momentum is a very powerful thing. And it becomes even more powerful as edges of your mental, as your mind starts warping around and everything becomes frayed as you get fatigued throughout the set. And this has been a momentum break. And I truly believe that the game is having the highest chance of ending in overtime on this game compared to any other game in overtime so far.
Absolutely.
Well, Aragoria picking up Mr. A. No pressure at all. Just a casual game 26 of the set. Let's see it in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And it's funny because like this, the fact that this is happening. Oh, we need to start over.
Apologies, we've got technical difficulties. It appears that
Oh
our
yeah, it's
host.
the speed up thing. Yeah, the it's on the wrong speed thing. Yeah, it happens to me all the time.
Well, this time for sure. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Wow, what a set.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. I was like, are we gonna take over in this? Like, honestly, the thing that sucks is that this actually looks like Agoria. The AI has learned from Agoria and is just playing like them. They've got a fingerprint. They have a fingerprint in their hands. They have a fingerprint in
Yeah.
their hands. Are they just gonna drink this? Oh my god, they have 2 fingerprints. You have to take over. Okay, yeah, okay. So the game took over for Agoria and said you need to play because I'm just gonna give you 2 fingerprints. So good luck. You no longer get to do what you maybe wanted to do. Yeah. Okay. God, I don't think I've ever seen that. You have both your fingerprints in your hand. Because the thing is, if the fingerprint on the drink was going to take a long time to go away because we have to actually sip 3 times. We could have waited on that, but having the briefcase as well meant like, it's like okay, actually we need to be done.
I'm gonna be honest. I truly read this AI control as Aragoria just being broken and wanting this to be over. And then the game just basically slaps her and tells her, "Yeah, no, go out and play. You still can do this."
Yeah. So the thing that's interesting here is now we're in this weird position where Scarny is almost certainly aware of the fact that we have 2 fingerprints, at least one. Scarny may not realize that we didn't start with that drink in our hand somehow if we went in there, but probably was paying attention to it because we probably were making sure there wasn't a bug happening. So remains to be seen on that one, but
See, a really funny question that I have is, does Aragoria realize that the drink in hand has a print on it?
yeah.
Oh, right, the
Well,
mission is complete. Never mind.
right. Yeah. No, she did. Yeah. But it was
Game 26. I claim game 26. My mind is straight.
it's
I
very
love
mad.
this.
Okay,
I
let's
love
see.
this.
We're so close to Rocker. I don't know about this positioning though. Um, we were jammed up next to people. This is fake laser from Scarny. This is fake laser right now. It feels like to me. This just isn't moving like Scarny moves, which means I feel like we're being kept on camera. I think we're dead. Because like okay, so the way that I read fake lasers from some players when they do this
Mhm.
is they do multiple scrolls. Like they'll do this like the thing where they move twice instead of one motion to one motion because they're not moving to a place, they're moving to move. And so they'll do this thing. They kind of move to one spot and then like readjust because they're just like trying to keep the laser moving.
Mhm.
We'll see if that's actually another the case, but it just this feels like he's watching someone. Might not even be us.
Banana bread.
Well, I mean, a laser moving play.
No! Wait, no. There's no fucking way. No, there's no fucking way. It's over. Okay. It's okay.
You've got it, guys. I said so long and made lazy swear on cast. God, this is.
Oh my
Banana
god.
bread.
That's so.
You know
I do
what's
think
the
we lost that
funniest?
game.
You know what's the funniest thing? I lose to this bug. Uh, I think I would lose to that.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Banana
a
bread.
possibility. So
God,
I do
it's
think.
it's a combination of having this bug and having just a missing the pad. I think if we hit the pad, the bug is not horrible.
Well, I mean, like this is. I do think that I do really don't think uh, we've gotten caught on this kind of bug so many times. I think that Agoria has to
Mhm.
shake this habit. Agoria played an amazing set. Agoria needs to shake the habit of just taking these walking bugs where they're just like, I'm relying on the sniper not looking near the ambassador at all. Because I think even if we don't hit that pad on that one, the ambassador just way out in the open. Like sometimes we might just get a total randomly like, but we had actually like a game that was I think we were already dead. I do think Scarny caught the time ad.
Mhm.
Um,
I mean,
so it's
that's
not that
why
bad.
the bug attempt is there, right? You are dead, so you may as well go for something. And in that way, I respect it, right? It's okay as a bug. It may be losing, but we're already probably losing to this. So I
Yeah, it
respect
was.
it.
I'm
But
so curious how suspicious was Scarny of the AI control double fingerprint because again, it's so unlikely. It's so unlikely to have a AI finish fingerprint in like the first like 20 seconds where they it was where I've just seen so few times where a spy has two fingerprints in their hands at the same time. I don't even know if I would have just like thought of the times in which that's true, where they actually would get to if they scrolled on their action bar, there's fingerprint in two different spots. That's crazy. I don't know if I've ever seen that, and it was while AI put them into that kind of control. So just really interesting game, really amazing set. Congrats to both players. Like this is like a little legendary set that they get to be part of. It's gonna be the
this
bar that the rest of this tournament has to be held against because of how
has been
crazy it was.
my favorite set to cast ever. Out of the Spy Party casts, I loved this one the most. Scarny Aragoria, heads off. This has been a banger game. This genuinely could have gone either way, and oh my god, S is goated. Scarny, have fun playing OP, who has just played a 9-0 game. Um, after playing this 26, tw- after playing a 26 set, you're fighting a guy who just didn't lose anything. And
Yeah.
I, the only thing I can say to Scarny is I'm sorry for giving away all of your tech because the set was so long. We set everything. Uh, um,
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling the finals won't be as long as this set was. I know it goes an extended thing, but we'll have to see. But taking a look at the semifinalists here, we do have a pretty cool lineup. Um, uh, uh, Acetine Nebula, that is going to be a crazy fun set. Really looking forward to that. And Opioid Scarny is just gonna be it's gonna be so interesting because again, like you said, like they're becoming from such different positions. Scarny
mhm.
may be in worse or better shape than Opie because they just had to play 26 games. They had to play like three times as many games almost as Opie in this set. Um, uh, Actually, no, yeah, just straight up, just like
Yeah,
yeah,
the
27,
26
yeah,
versus 9, that's
27,
almost
yeah.
3 times. Yeah.
And for sure the time because they not only the crazy thing about that last part is that that last set was infinite library, which is almost 5 minutes long, right? So just so long. Congrats to them. Great set. There's nothing more to say. Just really fun, like you're saying.
So yeah, I mean, if we were doing predictions here, I'm just gonna say that I hope that Skarny wins this because this is a storyline. This here is something that I'm gonna be rooting for now. My God, you've made a fan. Um, and yeah, Nebula to the finals too, because that is also a very funny one. Nebula showing up out of retirement and beating the two best players of the last year back to back.
Yep, absolutely.
And I'm not just saying this because this would put a guy who won against me versus a guy who lost against me in the finals.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely not an egoist. Either way, yeah, let's do the YouTube thing, and I'm just probably gonna straight up go to sleep. This game is called Spy Party. You can buy it on spyparty.com, I believe, and on Steam. The game's getting updated. Um, I can finally say this with a straight face. And I've heard it's a pretty fun game, and I've heard it's a pretty deep game, but you can probably hear about how it's a very deep game from my co-caster more. Uh, if you're playing Spy Party and want to take part in those matches, some of which are probably even getting casted, especially if you're gonna put out barn burner matches like this one, holy hell. Join the Discord, discord.gg/spyparty. I believe the server, you can just look it up in the Discord's function as well. Yeah, we run 2 tournaments per year in the Summer Cup and the Winter Cup on the regular, and there are a few really fun tournaments in the meantime. For example, right now we do have a tournament where people are literally sniping replays, and it's very fun to spectate. Yeah, I've been Yash. With me today has been Slappy, my favorite person for just straight up filling the infinite set with chatter. I'm so grateful that you're here with me because, yeah, that has been a very good set for describing a lot of different concepts, and you are probably the best person to describe the concepts.
I appreciate it. And I want to give a quick shout out to Checker for the update. By the way, if nobody has checked this out, because this is the first day, the replays are now sorted in chronological order. So you don't have to reset the date. Thank God. So honestly, I could have gotten spoiled on how long this set was if I had to do that, because I might have seen that now that I'm looking at the replays, I see a bunch of libraries in a row, right? So even if I don't know, even if I'm in replay casting mode, it could have been, spoiled that it was going to be this crazy thing, but I didn't have to worry about it because the replays were finally sorted in time order. Thank God. So thank you for the
Yay!
update. Shout out to Checker for doing that thing. It's small, but it was meaningful.
And shout out to the person who dragged me out kicking and screaming into the casting booth. Chant, thank you. And yeah, I hope you got better after Thursday. And he is also asleep already, so let's just open mic until he wakes up and remembers to stop the stream. Yeah, have fun out there, people. It easy.